Hey, welcome to Davita's Stampin' Spot. It's actually Monday and I'm here, which seems like it's been forever since I've been able to do this. I hope you guys are staying cool. I know it's really
Hey,
cold
welcome
here
to
in
Davita's
Kansas
Stampin'
City.
Spot.
I always do that. All right. Hopefully you can hear me and everything is working correctly. I had the opportunity to share a project with over 60 ladies last weekend at a meeting down in Wichita. And I just love the project. So I want to share it with you guys tonight. It's something that is a great product for you to create or a project. If you're giving a gift to someone in person, I think it's really cute. It's easy to make, and I think they will love getting it. So I'm going to flip the camera around here so we can get started. One of my favorite sets right now is the Unbounded Love set. And it's got such great sayings in it. It's got faith, hope, love, peace, lots of great sayings. The dies are beautiful. Here are the dies. That light just really irritates me every week, doesn't it? All right. Now, I told the ladies on Saturday, you can either call me cheap, frugal, I'm not sure what word to use, but I looked at these 16 dies and wondered how many different little tabs, cutouts could I make from it. So I started playing with it, and I want to show you what I came up with. Look at this. This is a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. And let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well, we got 4 times, no, 3 times 4 would be 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 5, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, I think 35 different ways you can use those dies. Now, isn't that an amazing value when you only have to buy 16 of them and the way you can mix and match them? So one time through, it cut out the outside and the inside piece. So you definitely are going to want to get our adhesive sheets so that these pieces like this, when you run them through, it's like they become a sticker and you're able to stick them down right away. I'm looking and it doesn't show that I'm live. Yep, there we go. It is live. So definitely keep this in mind. This month, any bundles that you purchase are actually 20% off. And Stampin' Up! Was really nice about this. So normally we get 10% off. And instead of doing 10% off and then another 10% off of that, they're taking 20% off. So you're not even getting the reduced, off 10%, then off 10%. So an even better deal. This goes through the month of June. I'm putting in orders quite frequently. So if you want to add your uh, bundle to what I've got going, I'd be happy to order it for you and then get it to you. They don't hardly ever, I don't know that I've ever remember them doing this before. So it's definitely a good deal. 20% off any bundles. If you go to stampinup.com and look at the bundles special, it will show you all the bundles that are on sale. All right, so let's get to our project. So these are 3 strips of Berry Burst that are 12 by a ½ inch. So I'm going to need 3 of those. One piece that's 4 1/4 by 12. I used the dies here. I used this one here because it's got the dots. And so I cut out a pretty in pink out of that. And then I also did a white one. And then I took, this is a retired punch. And there was debate at the meeting. I think it's a 1/16 of an inch circle to put a little hole in my tag. Then I have 2 pieces that are 2 inches by 4 3/4 inches. And there's 2 of those. And then we're also going to need a note card and envelope. When you order these, you get 20 in a package. Great value, especially if you need to send out a lot of thank yous or notes where you don't need to write a whole lot. All right. So this piece here, you want it so your pattern, notice I haven't shown you what we're making. I thought it would be fun for you to just watch and see what's coming. So this is 4 1/4 by 12. If you want to be really frugal and you can be really, really careful, you can do it 4 inches by 12 inches. But then you're gonna have to be extra, extra careful for this to work. But you would be able to get 3 out of one sheet of 12 by 12 paper. All right, so I know I have my pattern here. This is nice because it doesn't really have an up and a down. If you do have an up and a down, you want to put the tear tape on the bottom, and we're going to put it right against the edge of the paper. And this is where that extra 1/4 of an inch comes into play. If you don't do 4 1/4, you want to make sure you are at the very, very bottom of this DSP. All right. Then I'm also going to put it on one side. Doesn't matter which one, just on one side. I'm going to need to add this. Again, it needs to be right on the very edge. Wow, I did that well. That's the best I've done it, and I've done this multiple times. All right, so here's a tip for you. If your tear tape doesn't want to come off, take your bone folder and rub your tear tape, and it will help release that paper from the sticky. So I have to tell you, I got this idea from Alissa. I talked to her at one of the schools, and she told me that she had gone to an event where they made this cute little project. And as she was telling me about it, I thought, oh, that just might work. Because the day before, now talk about good timing, I had been asked to present for the 60 some ladies in Wichita. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put this together and we're going to make a cylinder. Now, notice I took all the tear tape paper off, so this is all sticky. Oh, I forgot something. All right, here's my silicone mat. I can get this back on here. We're going to use it to protect this because I forgot something, and it'll make it a lot easier if I do this first. All right, so anytime you have glue where you don't and you're not ready to use it yet, use your silicone mat. It really helps. Okay, so I'm going to take one of the strips. Can't believe I forgot this. At least I remembered before I made my cylinder. And I turned one upside down and then I grabbed another one. All right, so I have to tell on myself. So Alissa told me about this awesome project, and I thought, oh, that'll work for my demonstration. And I wonder if a note card would fit in it. So I came home and I made this project and was so excited about it. So I'm so thankful that Alissa shared this with me, because then I was able to share it with everyone this weekend. All right, so that's step one. We're going to put that on, and I'm going to pull it off there. Take my paper back off. All right, now we're ready to make our cone. All right, so this is my sticky side over here. You're going to put it together, but you want to make sure that you don't go any farther than the size of that tape. Okay, and you'll see why here in just a little bit. So we're going to lay that down flat. So I have a cylinder, okay? Now I want this seam in the middle of my little purse. So I'm going to make sure it's in the middle here, and I'm going to push down my paper. You know, the first time I did this, it lined up really well, and it seems like since then I've had a hard time getting it lined up. All right. So here's my little purse. Okay. Didn't have to burnish or score anything. All we had to do was put that tape on it. Okay. That's pretty cute, but we're going to make it even better. All right. Now, I designed it so that the handles went on the inside. And after I got the handles, I decided that 12 inches was just a little too much. So I'm going to cut 1 inch off here. And then I'm going to match up this one and do the same thing. So cutting 1 inch off both sides. So my little handles won't be quite as tall. Now I'm going to go back to my tear tape. And I don't think, guys, I can see comments while it's live. I'm looking here to see. No, I don't think so. All right. Still trying to figure out YouTube instead of Facebook. And another one of my friends just made the same decision to start going over to YouTube because Facebook is just really making life kind of difficult for us right now. So I'm making strips that are just about 1 inch long. That one's a little too long. Here we go. And I'm using tear tape because I want to make sure it's good and sticky. All right. Now you can choose to put it on the outside if you want your handles to show, or you can turn it over and you can put it on the inside so that your handles don't show. Completely up to you. I prefer it on the inside. Some of the gals at the meeting on Saturday told me they prefer it on the outside, which is fine. Like I said, personal preference. So I'm going to put my handle in there. And I'm going to do this one at the same time so I can make sure I line them up. One of the gals that was at the meeting suggested doing this at the exact same time because then you can make sure your handles are matched, which was a good idea. I hadn't thought of that. All right, then I'm going to swing this around and go down to the edge of the tear tape and then do the same with this one. So you figured out we're making a purse, right? But wait, there's more. We're going to do more than just a purse. All right, so I'm going to lay that there. All right, so there's my adorable little purse. Isn't that cute? And it took 1/3 of a sheet of designer series paper and 3 1/2-inch strips. Now, because I took the 1 inch off of these, you could actually do a 1/2 inch by 11 if you didn't want to use your 12 by 12 paper, which that would work too. Now, every time I've done it, I've ended up with this little spot here, and I don't like that. So what I've started doing is taking the 1 inch piece that I cut off, and I'm going to glue it right over that spot so that you don't see it. I think you can still see this piece, but I don't think your eye's drawn to it as much as when there's a little white piece there. And you guys that do 3D items all the time probably have an awesome tip for how to make that look better. All right, now we're going to do some stamping. So here's the tag, and I punched out my little hole, and I want this to say, just for you. I'm going to stamp it up here at the top. But I didn't want to leave it plain like that. So I went and I grabbed my Sentimental Park. I'm going to use these flowers here. Okay. And I'm going to do them in Pretty in Pink. And I'm doing part of that because I'm also going to use Pretty in Pink here in a minute with my tag and my little card. And this might go off the edge, so I'm going to grab some grid paper. All right, I think I'm going to go, let's see. We'll go just like that. And then I like this little tip here. I'm going to go like that and add it there to the top. Isn't that cute? So simple. Like I said, this Unbounded Love is just one of my favorites. I am so excited about this one. All right, so the petal pink, I want my happy birthday to go this way because this is going to be a gift card enclosure when we're finished. So I'm going to take the happy birthday from this set, line it up on my grid paper. This happy birthday, I love the way it's designed because it doesn't matter how I put it on here. It always looks good. So even if it's crooked, a little wonky, it looks great. All right, then for my card, I'm going to fold it in half here. I was so excited when she showed me the purse, and then thought, oh, if the note card would fit in there, that would just be the perfect project. And I have to admit, the first one I did, it was such a tight fit, I almost talked myself out of it. But I have to tell you what I did. So you know me, I love college sports. I was downstairs watching the college, I think it was the regional baseball games, and I knew I needed to start cutting these 68 kits. So I grabbed the designer series paper, grabbed the paper trimmer, and started cutting. And in my head, I went, oh, they're 6 by 12. I cut 68 pieces at 6 by 12. Yeah, I already showed you. I don't need 6 by 12. So then I had to go back and cut them all down to a smaller size. So I decided, well, I've already wasted this. We're going to try 4 1/4 instead of 4. Now, the mistake did, as quite often happens, make a better product and a better project. So you can thank my laziness for not walking upstairs to get my template to cut the right size. Shame on me. All right. So you saw I added some dimensionals to my happy birthday tag. And I'm just pulling off the dimensional pieces here. So I'm doing that off camera. You don't need to see my pile of little pieces of paper. And I'm going to put it right there. Now I wanted a place for my gift card. So let's see. First I'm going to stamp. In this set, there's a saying that I think is perfect if you're going to give a gift card. It says, may all your wishes come true. Because when you give someone a gift card, they kind of get to wish and plan what they use the money or the gift card for. So may all your wishes come true. And then I wanted a pocket up here for the gift card. So I grabbed my 1 3/4 circle punch, turned it upside down. The first one I did, I went down about a 1/2 inch. I really didn't like that. It was too big of a circle or half circle. So as you can see, I'm going maybe a 1/4 and halfway down. And then we're going to put it right here. Now, I'm choosing to use my liquid glue, and you're only going to do the bottom and the side, okay? Bottom and side. If you do the top, then you don't have a pocket to put your gift card in. So I'm just going to center that there. And it's about a 1/4 of an inch here from the bottom. And now look at this. Right there, it goes right in. Isn't that cool? They asked me at the meeting, well, isn't that going to fall out when you open and close the card? If you use regular adhesive, it won't. If you use dimensionals, there's a good chance the pocket is too loose and this will slide out. So make sure if you don't want it sliding out that you just use regular tape, okay? And then I thought it'd be fun to put some flowers on the inside. This set is all words with the dies. And I think there is a flower set that goes with it, but I have not purchased that yet. So I'm using the sentimental rose flowers. Okay, now where is my marker? I think we used it at class on Friday. See if it's in this bucket. To say I'm behind is a mild understatement. Almost my whole floor is covered with tubs from projects at the craft fair that I did, and my technique class, and kit and cup. And yeah, I need to clean, and it hasn't happened yet. So there's the inside. There's the front. Now we have some really cool accessories this year. I don't know if you can see this, but there's just all this sparkle and bling on these. Then look at these. It's like they've got white etching in them. There you can see it on the brown ones, but it's on all of these. And then we have these dies that are in colors. So this time I think I'm going to use all this sparkly green. And I'm pretty sure my Take a Pick tool is in my bag from this weekend. So we're going to resort to scissors. I think I'm going to pull out this Summer Splash. When I first saw the colors this year, I have to admit, I was kind of like, oh, I don't know, we'll see. But boy, are they growing on me. I'm really liking them. All right, so we're talking on Saturday. You usually want to do your gems in threes or an odd number anyway. I usually do 3. So there's that. So here's my card that will go in my little purse. We'll make it look like it's really going to happen. So there's my JCPenney gift card. No, they are not paying me to say that. And let's stamp our envelope. I'm going to go back and use the big flowers here. So needless to say, I did a lot of extra cutting because I had to cut down all of the 6 by 12 pieces to 4 1/4 by 12. And then I had to cut 3 strips for every person. So I got a lot of cutting done. My mom was here and she said, how many of those are you going to cut? Because it just looked like I was cutting and cutting and cutting. All right, so here we go. Look at that. With 4 1/4, you have a little bit of space there, and it still seals at the bottom. So it's like, oh, that's really cute, but we're not quite done yet. All right, so we're going to take the tag. And when I needed to have everybody do this, I didn't have enough ribbon. So I had them bring linen thread. And I only used about 6 inches. We're going to see if I can tie a bow tonight. I don't know. It's kind of iffy. Told Kent we've kind of been on a dead run the last 2 or 3 weeks. And I think my body finally said, that's enough. You need to take a break. So a little achy, but you know what? That's all right. Getting to babysit my grandsons this week. Our church is having VBS, and my daughter wanted to help with VBS. So I, so sacrificial, agreed to keep the grandsons. Isn't that nice of me? Yeah, I know. It was exactly what I wanted to do. I love keeping those kids. So, all right. So I'm going to tie my bow here, my little tag. We got to see in 1 week, we have gotten to see all of our 4 grandkids. It was so fun. Our son's family came to Omaha last weekend, so we got to see them. And then I got to keep the boys today here in Kansas City. Should have made this just a tad bit longer. I was thinking I wouldn't be able to tie a bow, so I was just going to do a knot, but my bow worked. So there you go, just for you. Here's my adorable purse. You give it to your friend. They open it. You're going to, of course, put their name there. They're going to say, oh, how cute. And then they're going to love a gift card inside. Isn't this an awesome project? I want to thank Alissa so much for sharing this with me. And then for the ladies in Wichita asking me to demonstrate, because I don't know if that hadn't all happened, whether I would have gotten this all together. I'm going to put one gem, go with this one on here, because you got to have just a little more bling. Did I pull it off? I pulled it off its sticker. All right, so let's put it back on there. For those of you that are local and you like to come to Kitten Cup is going to be next Tuesday, the 25th. We'll be at 10 and 2 Coffee from 3:30 to 7:45, weather permitting. There we go. And I will be posting my July schedule, hopefully tomorrow. I'll try and get that done. So again, don't forget the amazing special this month, 20% all dies and stamp sets. It does not include punches. It's dies and stamp sets. Go to stampinup.com, click on the bundle sale, and you can see all the amazing sets. This set is part of it. The Unbounded Love, I should say, is part of that. So many other beautiful sets, and who doesn't like saving money? All right, thank you so much for joining me today. Again, you can make this adorable purse. If you like the instructions, let me know. I typed them up and have them ready to go. I'd be happy to share them with you. Have an awesome week, and I'll see you next Monday.